I'm at the midpoint right now. I've submitted 2 of my 4 dissertation chapters. I'm halfway through my summer term. June marks the halfway point of the calendar year. So this week I took a little time each day to reflect and reset for the mid-year. I hope you enjoy this mid-year reset and that I might inspire you to do one of your own and to check in on your 2024 goals and to take stock of how far you've come. Step 1 of this mid-year reset is to give myself the perfect day. So I planned out a recipe for a perfect day. Starts with a farmer's market, continues on into whatever vibes of errands I feel like, come home, do some cleaning, take an everything shower, then go on a cutie little date with my boyfriend. Running errands alone is actually one of my favorite things to do. I love being able to listen to whatever music I want, to go at whatever pace I feel like. I like dilly-dallying and being mindful of all the sights and sounds and smells around me. Thrifting and antique shopping is one of my favorite things to do alone. I love knowing that each item has a unique story and contemplating how I might add to that story by styling the piece in my home or on my body. Farmer's market was so good today. Some Asiago bagels from my favorite bakery here, Scholars and Bakery. Some fresh blueberries. I've been craving blueberry pancakes. A zucchini, some basil. I'm gonna make a veggie lasagna tonight. Love this jam. Some fresh flowers that are beautiful. And then it was also the youth market, so they had a bunch of tables and booths with kids selling stuff, and these 2 girls were selling Taylor Swift bracelets, so I had to buy this and support them. I think it's a little too small for my wrist, but this is my favorite album. Now it is time to do some cleaning, but while I am cleaning the kitchen, I'm gonna get some brownies baking in the oven, so Zach and I can have these after our lasagna dinner time.
We look to the mountains. We don't care if it's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow. And all the warnings, when you wanna be loved by everyone, you get fooled by anyone so easily. I'm lost. You say you're tired, so loud, but without you, I'm lost.
You're not in it.
But now I am.
Next up was updating my vision board. At the start of the new year, I made a collage of all that I hope to see in 2024, and I set it as my desktop background on my laptop. I used pictures from Pinterest, and I tried to get as specific as possible. So now that half the year is over, it was time for a little update. One of the most satisfying parts was being able to delete some of the pictures representing goals I had already achieved, including dissertation progress, some traveling, and thrifting 2 exact pieces I had been hunting for forever. I updated the board with some new goals and some really great reminders for myself.
That you said on repeat in my head, China cabinet, busted again, ends it won't meet on the raisin the rent, picking up teeth off the pavement, broken like bread, shirts that don't fit, growing mold in the basement. Digging holes for dying hopes, throwing.
Good morning. For today's activity for my mid-year reset, I am going to do some journaling. I'm about to pack my bag to romanticize this process, go to a cute little coffee shop. I'm actually going to meet Megan there. She's doing schoolwork. I'm not. And I looked up some prompts yesterday on Pinterest, tweaked them, modified them to really make them my own and make them useful and meaningful for me. And I want to reflect on the past 6 months, January to June, mid-June, and just sort of see where I'm at. When I get back, I will chat with you all and get into the details of things. Okay, you broke out the full tripod for this little clip. I want to sit on my bed because I feel like it's just like a cozy little chat about where I'm at on this reset. So I spent, I don't know, an hour or so at Crumble, just journaling on my laptop, actually journaled on Notion, and I feel more than anything just like really proud of myself. I feel like this year so far has been overwhelmingly successful, and I am just, I don't know, really grateful and really proud for that. So this is a moment where I say, first and foremost, I hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that's crazy. Thank you to all of you guys so much. If you watch this channel, you know that it is like my pride and joy, my baby. So thank you. That wouldn't happen without you guys. So I want to break up this chat to like a couple different segments, like thoughts and goals and reflections on a couple different categories. The first one being like school, academics, my dissertation. The next one being the upcoming job market. And then the last one being social media. So regarding academics and my dissertation, from January to now, I finished 2 chapters of my dissertation. In January, I submitted like the edited version of chapter 1. So I had done a lot of that work like previous fall semester, but I just submitted my 2nd chapter, waiting for next week to have my meeting with my advisor. That's a lot of progress on a dissertation in just 6 months, and I do feel like my progress will grow sort of like exponentially, because now I like have that momentum and I understand what it means to write a dissertation, and hopefully writing chapters 3 and 4 will be quicker and I can get them both done. I was hoping before the fall semester, but now after like thinking, I'm like, at least by December, that will be my goal. And I feel like that's super manageable and super reasonable. So yeah, I'm just like really proud of the progress that I made, especially this past spring semester. Spring is so hard with like burnout and all of that. And I was teaching and working at the writing center, and I still managed to get a lot of this dissertation written. And I'm really proud of myself for keeping that momentum going into the summer term and for setting a boundary for myself, despite really benefiting from the extra money that would come with teaching a class this summer. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to focus on the dissertation and working on my summer writing sprint with YouTube holding me accountable. I made a lot of progress, and I'm just like really happy with that. Even though the chapter isn't as like great as I wanted it to be, it's done, at least the first draft of it all. Also regarding academics, in this first half of the year, this is when I found out that I won my really big teaching award, and that was just awesome. It was really great to have my family come in, or like my parents come in town for that, and I felt like really special and really honored for that. And something else that I was just like really proud of myself for, teaching is like my other pride and joy, and I'm really happy and grateful to be honored as one of the top graduate student teachers at IU, and it gives me a lot of confidence moving forward on the job market. Something else that I'm really proud of myself for that I don't think I talked about on this YouTube channel yet, but I definitely talked about my Instagram story. In February, I actually had a job interview to be a tenure track assistant professor. It's with an R1 university. It would have been an incredible opportunity, but the timing wasn't right. It would have been super rushed. And obviously, ultimately, it didn't work out, and I'm fine with that. But more than anything, I'm just really grateful that I had that opportunity. That's another thing that makes me feel so much more confident moving forward on the job market, that I've already had an interview and I know more than anything that I can do it, and that I have a little bit of sort of an expectation of how those types of things are going to go. And that was an interview that I got sort of putting my materials together like in a rush. So now I'm like, okay, when I enter the job market, I'll have more time to like really meticulously craft and curate these materials. And it makes me think like, if I could get that job interview with that rush job, of like putting those materials together, what types of jobs will I be able to get when I like actually put in a little more time and work into them. And one of the low points in my journaling when I made like a list of highs and lows was that I wasn't able to finish the dissertation and graduate on time. So I had a 6-year contract, meaning that I was like supposed to graduate this summer or this past like spring, and obviously I didn't. And I was feeling pretty down about that. Like it would come in waves and I would feel like a failure, and I would feel like I'm seeing other people in my cohort who are able to do it, like why were they able to do it and I'm not, and a lot of this like comparison with others. And I feel like I'm at a point now where I'm able to say everyone's on their own timeline, as cliche as that sounds, and if I was meant to be done, I would be done. And it just wasn't in the cards, and I'm grateful for this extra year that I will be funded and that I'll have time to finish my dissertation and that I'll have time to like enter the job market with like a solid foot forward. So speaking of the job market, a lot of people have asked me if I'm going to be vlogging the process. Yes, I vlog everything. I will need to vlog it for myself more than anything else. But I also feel like I haven't seen a lot of content about that. And that's something that I think is going to be super useful for other people to see, just like the realities of it. So I'm going to try my hardest to vlog it. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that I'm just going to have to censor. Speaking of self-censorship, which is big in my diss, just for like my own privacy and for the privacy of like other institutions and stuff like that. I am going to have a meeting with my committee, whether as like a group or individually, to ask honestly like how to navigate this. How do I navigate this YouTube channel, a lot of public social media, and the job market? I know a lot of people choose to put their social media accounts on private when they're on the job market, just for like peace of mind and stuff like that. But I feel like that's so like hypocritical to my whole like research and to like who I am in general. It just doesn't feel right with me. So I'm obviously like also not gonna like delete or privatize all these YouTube videos. So I need to figure out how to navigate that. I obviously won't be saying like what schools I'm applying to or where I have interviews. I don't even know if I'm going to disclose if I have an interview. These will be things that I need to figure out. But I do hope that I can talk about my materials. I know it'll be cover letters and tailoring my CV, talking about my personal website that I'm building and stuff like that. I also have a lot of goals for myself for the job market. I don't have specific goals of like how many interviews I want to get, because I think that that's like only setting yourself up for failure. There's no way to know. I want more than anything to maintain my health throughout the job market. I've seen so many people just like put it all out the window and they're like, I can set it all aside, physical, mental health, because I need to get a job and everything is temporary. It's not. It's a long process. The job market is like 6+ months long, and that's a long time to neglect my physical and mental health. So my overall goal is to continue to make time for myself and to advocate for myself, to ask for help when I need it, whether that's asking for additional therapy appointments or to reach out to loved ones. If you guys have specific questions or things that you're wanting to see within reason, please let me know, because that's like the next big adventure in my PhD journey. And then the third section of this chat, social media. So I mentioned that I had a Zoom call where I checked in with Kaylin, who is also another YouTuber. And she asked me, you know, like, what is my goal with YouTube? And I was like, you know, that's a good question. I don't think my goal with YouTube, or I know my goal with YouTube, isn't to like be viral and be like this YouTube personality and like make influencing my job. That's not something that I think would be fun for me. I think it would be extremely stressed out. More than anything, YouTube is just like a fun creative outlet for me. It's all these, oh, something in my closet just shifted and that terrified me. It's all these other things too. It's a way for me to think through my dissertation. It's a way to build a community. It's a way to like actually embody what I'm writing. In addition to being this creative outlet, I love editing, I love filming, all of that stuff. And I feel like the other things that come with YouTube, like the money that comes from sponsored content or that comes from like ad views and Google AdSense and stuff like that, is all wonderful. But that's just like a bonus. That's not necessarily like my goal. So I don't know, I hope that doesn't come across as making me sound like really ungrateful or entitled or anything. It's just not my goal to be like a full-time influencer, and that's probably not surprising to anyone speaking about the job market. Like, I want to be a professor, I want to be in academia, and YouTube is just a fun outlet for me that I am really grateful for. But when I think about like actively building a brand and growing on social media, TikTok feels like a really exciting venue for that for me, because short form content is a lot quicker to make and you don't have to disclose as much. So especially going into the job market, I don't know how much I'll be able to disclose. So TikTok feels like a good place for that. And also when I think about like continuing on with social media beyond grad school, I have no idea what that would look like as a professor. I imagined a lot more like reeled in, disclosing a lot less. And so I think TikTok would be, again, a good venue for that. TikTok, I feel like also offers me more like immediate gratification than YouTube. So I don't know, I'm thinking like a bit more strategically about growing on TikTok than I do about YouTube. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should. I'm in like an experimental phase right now. I'm trying a bunch of different types of videos. I'm doing like an outfit series. It's still a little bit of everything, but it's like a lot of fun. So follow me on TikTok. And then I also made a gratitude list of 15 things I'm grateful for, and that was like really emotional for me to make because I make gratitude lists a lot. That's like part of my regular journaling practice. But this list felt different because it was like specific for this mid-year reset. And more than anything, I'm just like really grateful for the people in my life. I'm super grateful for my family, super grateful for Megan. When I think about the job market and the fact that we'll be going separate places after 7 years of living together, I'm like deeply, deeply unwell. So please don't ask me what's happening with that. Don't ask about Pirelli. The answer is I don't know. I'm going to be unwell. And I'm really grateful for my boyfriend, Zach. He has provided so much emotional support and just like lightness to my life. I also think that he's helped my anxiety, and that's always stomach issues. I just feel really comfortable, really safe, really protected with him, and just like have so much fun together doing nothing, whether it's like going to a museum together, just like watching a stupid show and laughing. He makes me laugh until I cry, and I'm just like really grateful for that. So that's my reflection on this mid-year reset journaling segment.
Digging holes for dying hopes, throwing sticks at glass, Coke bottles, losing my grip in the rat race. I can't recall in the first place, what was it I was aiming for? In a canyon left undone.
Purr, you're not gonna let me make my bed? I can't kick you off your throne. Hello, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today we are going to be focusing on our mid-year reset by resetting our space. So what that means for me is nothing too ambitious. I really just want to organize some things that I've been like really putting off, especially the office or the closet in the office, or like the guest bedroom, and like the desk, that whole space as a whole. I'm like scared to even get started because there's just so much junk in there that I don't even know what to do with it all. Okay, cleaned up the office. I realized I should have taken it before, but it was embarrassing. Did a lot of organizing in those little bins, just have all the cords and stuff here, a bunch of like blank birthday cards and screen cleaner, and then pens, and then like some important documents in those folders. I also styled some of the thrifted stuff I got, which is fun. This little vase, just put some dried flowers that Megan's friend sent her. And then I got this really fun little like fruit jar, and I just put our extra wallflowers in there. And then this ledge was just like filled with random stuff. So I cleaned all of that off, and then this is some more thrifted stuff. I styled one right here, super cute. Then I need to get another candle for this one right here. And I need to fix this little heart with some hot glue. But I found that pair for only $3. Okay, here's all the stuff that I pulled out to get rid of. This garbage bag is from Megan's closet. And these 2 bags, we're gonna try and sell some stuff to Style Encore. And then this is stuff for Goodwill. This Santa was like upstairs for way too long. It was like an inside joke and it just stayed there. So we're gonna donate that. And I feel good. I always feel good getting like clutter out. It's about 7:30 right now. I just got back from Target and Megan told me that she feels like she's not feeling that well. So it could be allergies, could be a bunch of different things. Maybe she's coming down with something. So I bought some stuff to make Minimalist Baker 1-pot chickpea noodle soup. It's a really easy recipe, but it's really yummy. Even though it's like 100 degrees outside, not necessarily soup weather. Soup is like my favorite food. And this is what you need when you're feeling bad. So let's get to chopping and cooking. The perfect way for me to end off my mid-year reset was FaceTiming my family, especially my 3-year-old nephew. If I'm lucky, maybe the job market will bring me closer to them all.
This is all you know.